My 13-year-old somehow got a MacBook, and I thought the worst. I was very wrong. So I have a 13-year-old son, we'll call him E. Good kid. Smart, introverted, a little too obsessed with Minecraft and anything involving pixels. Not super social, doesn't go out much, but I've never really had to worry about him. Till last week. I walk into his room to put laundry away and see a MacBook Pro on his desk. Not an old one, a new one. It was charging, password locked, and had a fancy little stand like it had always been there. But here's the thing, I didn't buy it. Neither did his dad. No birthdays. No holidays. No gift from grandma. No Amazon packages. Nothing. I played it cool at first, just asked, "Hey, where'd that laptop come from?" He looked up from his Switch and said, "Oh, I've had it a while." Like it was no big deal. Like it wasn't worth more than my car payment. I didn't press him right then, but my mom's senses went DEFCON 1. Where did he get the money? Did someone give it to him? Is this some awful internet scam? Is he being groomed? Is he selling feet pics to weirdos? I went straight into crime podcast brain. That night, while he was asleep, I checked our Amazon orders. Nothing. I checked his texts, his emails, still nothing shady. Then I looked up how to check the Mac's purchase history. Full ID led to a Gmail I didn't recognize. So I did what any responsible, mildly panicking mom would do. I snooped. Turns out this random email is linked to a YouTube account. A big one. Videos. Shorts. Minecraft content. All well edited, funny, and honestly, kind of impressive. There were thumbnails, merch mockups, Discord links, and PayPal donation buttons. He's got branding, timing, a legit upload schedule. The channel? 92,000 subscribers. Some videos with over 500,000 views. He had a sponsor in one of them. A real sponsor. I recognized the brand. And yeah, I checked the PayPal. He's made money. A lot of money. Enough to buy himself a Mac and still have some left over. And all of this, without telling me a word. I'm half impressed, half freaking out. He's smart enough to stay anonymous. Never shows his face, doesn't use his real name, keeps his identity separate. But still, he's 13. I had no idea. I haven't confronted him yet. I'm still figuring out what to even say. I feel like I walked into a movie halfway through and missed all the setup. So, Reddit. Do I come clean and tell him I know? Or let him tell me when he's ready?
I'm going to keep this short because I just really need an opinion on this. I, F22, have recently moved into my first apartment after ages of trying to find a job after college. It's been a pain, but I've managed to get away from my mom and dad. I've been here for about a month, and 2 days ago, my parents came around the house for dinner. Now, small side note, my partner passed away last year, and I've really been struggling without him. The last thing that he gave me for my birthday was a very small houseplant. One of the ones that pretty much survive forever if you take care of it. So anyways, after dinner, I clean up and I notice it's gone. Of course, I go into absolute panic mode because it's the last shard of my past partner. I look all around the house for a good 30 minutes and cannot find the thing. So of course I get suspicious. It's hardly difficult to lose a goddamn houseplant. I call up my parents and my mom seems really suspicious when I ask her about it. And after further questioning, she eventually gives up. She stuffed it into her handbag with her and took it. Of course I was pissed and demanded it back, and my mom kept on saying, "It's not a big deal, honey. It's just a plant." So, despite my saying it's the last shard of my partner that I physically have left, I haven't spoken to her since, Karen told me I was too scary to be at my own BBQ. Some context here, I was in the army for 5 years and was near a IED when it exploded and have some scars on my arms and legs. Cast, me, my wife, Karen's husband, Karen, and her kid. This took place 2 years ago, and we had a semi-big 4th of July party. It was hot out and I had shorts and a tank top on. Some scars were visible, but most were fixed with surgery. The main one was on my arm and running from my shoulder to my elbow. A kid asked me why I had it and I just said I got hurt. He just walked away to his mom and dad. I was standing at the grill like any dad at a party, and Karen stormed over and just started yelling that what I told her son traumatized him. I was confused for a minute before she pointed at my arm. Apparently, I was an awful person for doing this. The yelling attracted my wife and Karen's husband. The husband was mad at me because I made his wife angry and whatnot. My wife tried to calm them down with me to no use. Karen yelled that I need to leave my own party because I was big and scary to the kids, and she thought that I was threatening to her. I apologized for looking scary, but I also explained that I will not leave my own party, but her family is free to leave. We ended up just asking them to leave after a loud argument. The worst part is that I burned the burgers.
When I was 18, my father died in a car crash. After that, my mom spiraled into alcoholism and eventually drug abuse. Because of that, my father's family stepped in and took custody of me. I was raised by my aunt and uncle, my dad's sister and her husband, and after my mother passed away a year later, they officially adopted me. I've lived with them most of my life and started calling them mom and dad in middle school. It felt right, and no one in the family has ever said anything negative about it until this weekend. We were at my grandparents' on my mom's side for Memorial Day. While sitting outside with my parents, an aunt and uncle, my cousin, and his fiance, who I just met and found kind of spoiled, the fiance looked at me and said, "You look nothing like your dad. Are you sure she's yours?" It was awkward. My mom explained I was her brother's daughter and they'd raised me after my mom died. Then the fiance turned to me and asked why I called them mom and dad. I said, "Because I can? That's what I want to call them?" She responded with, "But that's weird. I don't like it." I was fed up and said, "Oh, okay, I'll make sure to write that down in my notes." It went quiet and I left. The next morning, I greeted my mom with a hug and said, "Good morning, Mom." And the fiance jumped in again saying, "I already told you I don't like that." My grandpa shut her down and told her it's none of her business. After that, she kept giving me dirty looks. Hopefully, I won't have to see her again soon. I kind of feel bad for my cousin, honestly.